Welcome to Breaking with Sless. Hey, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. I am Sless, and this is the very first episode of Breaking with Sless. And the reason I'm calling this episode, or this series, Breaking with Sless, is because when I listen to the leaders of our nation, the United States of America, most of the time, all I want to do is break things. Now, the thing that separates me from the rest of these crazy people in Portland and Chicago and all these other places that are literally on fire right now as we speak is the fact that when I try to break shit or when I want to break shit, it's my shit. It's the shit that I paid for, not the stuff that the government paid for, not the stuff that my tax money went towards, not the stuff that other people, like their cars, their businesses. I don't break that stuff, no, but I will set a t-shirt on fire. Anyway, in this episode, we're going to be talking about Chuck Schumer. He just had a press conference where he's going to talk about the next couple weeks on what's going to happen in the Senate. And what is so important, he's got 3 different tips, 3 different things that they're focusing on that is super important that he wants everybody to know about. So we're going to go through this. Now, I'm going to stop when I feel like it and chime in when I feel like it. If you want to watch the full video, all you have to do is click the link provided in the description or just watch this video and you'll get the gist of it because I will give you the full video at the end without my commentary. So without further ado, let's jump in and see exactly what our leaders are going to be focusing on for the next few weeks.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. And again, the guidelines will be quick. So we're here today to announce that in the next 3 weeks, we will be doing 3 things, all of which are very much needed in the Senate.
Super needed.
There will be 3 essential items on our plate. The trial of President Trump, now that the House has impeached him.
Right.
Bold, strong.
The House did impeach President Trump, oddly enough, without any actual evidence. So I don't know if this is going to be like the same impeachment process as before, but without evidence, you really don't have a case and nothing happens. So we'll see how that goes.
COVID relief and approving the president's cabinet, desperately needed at a time like this. The Senate must and will do all 3 and advance all. The Senate must advance all 3 in the next few weeks, and we will.
The Senate must advance all 3 in the next few weeks, and we will. Funny enough, I don't think impeachment is something that needs to be advanced, but it's something that they're focusing on yet again. As far as the cabinet is concerned for the new president, the new elected president, President Joe Biden, or by that time it might be Kamala Harris, we don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. They weren't too rushed to get Trump's people in, so I don't feel like we really need to rush doing this, but whatever, let's see. Maybe Chuck Schumer can change my mind.
The stakes are too high to delay any of them. So let me discuss each one. First, impeachment. On the impeachment to the president. The House managers will come to the articles of impeachment at 7 p.m. on Monday. That's January the 25th.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, these articles of impeachment are just what the House has said the president has done and what they have found him to do. But I don't think there was actually a trial. I don't think there was actually any evidence. And if you actually listen to the speech that the president, the former president, I should say, President Trump, actually had during this event, during this, I don't want to say siege because it wasn't a siege. Most of the people didn't have actual weapons. So I don't want to call it a siege. And most of the people that were there, even the ones inside the Capitol, didn't really know what was going on. They weren't trying to take it over. So I don't want to call it a siege. But in this event that did happen on January 6th, the president, said it needs to be peaceful. We're gonna go to the Capitol, and I want you to peacefully voice your opinion, right? So he said that verbally before it even happened. 2, he was still talking while the attack started, the quote unquote attack, the siege. While that started, he was still talking. So the president could not have done this. And the people there were not all supporting the president. But we'll get into that for another time. Let's continue on and listen to this garbage.
Then, on the 26th, members will be sworn in to sit for the trial. Because remember, the senators are jurors. The House is like the prosecutor, and the Senate is like jurors.
Oh, right. Good to know.
After that, both the House managers and the president's defense will have a period of time to draft their legal briefs, as they did in all the previous impeachment trials. And during that period, the Senate is able to do other things, and the two biggest things we will do are approve a number of the president's key appointments and advance the COVID relief bill in a bold and strong way that helps New York and helps the country.
Okay, so he's saying that they're going to impeach the president. They're going to give him ample time to defend himself, finally, get his court case in order, which should be cut and dry. Hey, I said let's go protest peacefully, and that's not what happened. Not my fault. And not to mention, there have been multiple Democrats calling for violence against Trump supporters, and that actually led to violence. We've had numerous people shot and killed on the street just because they were Trump supporters, and yet nobody in the media, nobody in the Capitol, none of our leaders actually seem to give a rat. So it's going to be an exciting couple weeks, I tell you that.
That's what we will do during that time. In terms of impeachment, look, everyone wants to put this awful chapter in American history behind us, but sweeping it under the rug will not bring healing.
We can't put this awful, tragic event behind us and just sweep it under the rug, because that doesn't bring healing. Just like when Hillary did the whole Benghazi thing and we just swept it under the rug. That didn't bring healing. As a matter of fact, that brought more division, and that's one reason why she wasn't elected in 2016. Not to mention the fact that when Obama spied on President Trump, we just put it under the rug. The FBI and everybody involved in that, we just put it under the rug. And yet here we are again, not unified as a country. And I wonder why. Is it because we keep putting things under the rug when there's serious issues, things that people should go to jail for or be tried with treason, and yet here we are, just sweeping it under the rug? But for President Trump to have a rally and tell his people, hey, let's go protest peacefully about the fact that we are not being heard, we can't let that go. We have to impeach him, only because we don't want him to come back for another 4 years, and we don't want his policies. The only way to create true unity is to eliminate the enemy. And that's what they're doing.
The only way to bring healing is to actually have real accountability, which this trial affords.
It sure does.
So we will move forward with the trial. It will be fair, but it will move at a relatively fast pace.
I bet it will. I bet it will move fast.
The president, with a good deal of input from we Democrats in the Senate, has put together a bold, strong plan for COVID relief, $1.9 trillion.
I feel like we've heard this $1.8 trillion relief package before. Didn't we just pass one and give like $25 million to the Kennedy Center? We gave millions here, millions there, and literally, we've had 2 stimulus checks, one for $2,000, one for $1,200 or $600, I can't remember, no, $600. And most people haven't got it. People that actually need it haven't got it. And these big, I don't know if you want to call them companies, businesses, whatever you want to call them, things that they have $25 million given to them, when in their bank account, they're not even scratching the surface of that. They have billions in their bank account, and yet they're still getting money. And so now we're talking about doing another $1.9 trillion. And listen to what he says, this is going to help.
It includes many of the things we need. We all know how desperately we need vaccines across America, and he has a plan to do that and greatly accelerate the number of people who can be vaccinated. We need state and local relief here in New York and in many other states, so that bus drivers and sanitation workers and nurses and firefighters and so many others will not be laid off. Many, many states, including ours, are hurting budget-wise.
So real quick, the vaccine. He's going to get into more details about how Trump was terrible at it. But I just want to point out one thing. Most vaccines take anywhere from 2 to 10 years to develop. Trump did it in like 9 or 10 months. And now you want to sit here and say, oh, he's not getting the vaccine out quick enough? Logic does not dictate that you're telling the truth. Why would firefighters be laid off? Why would bus drivers be laid off? Now, buses actually make sense because there's not a lot of people traveling right now, I imagine, especially in New York, because of the COVID lockdown. People aren't going to work, so they don't need the bus. They aren't making money, so they can't spend it, right? Of course, New York needs help, but New York has needed help for years. California has needed help for years. These Democratic-run cities have needed help for years, and they're using the COVID bills, to give them money, even though their actual policies, the things that got them into the tank, are still in place. So this money is not going to do anything but help them do more stupid junk, right? You cannot feed the animals. It says it. There's a sign. Don't feed the animals. Because they're going to want more food. And that is exactly why the government is as big as it is right now. Both Republicans and Democrats, but the Democrats are now running everything, and so that's why I'm dogging on them. But both sides really, really, really suck.
And need that relief. We need more help for transit. We were able to get the MTA the money it needed to continue operating at present levels, but they're going to need more money.
They're gonna need the money. Quick question though. Why don't we run our businesses better and actually make them profitable? Amazon, super profitable. You know who they use? The United States Postal Service for the most part. Why isn't the United States Postal Service making all this money like Amazon's making? The buses run every single day. Why don't they have enough money? People are paying every single day, and they still don't have enough money. Something is seems a little bit suspect, Schumer.
We need money to help the unemployed.
So many unemployed, and I apologize, I keep interrupting him here, but we need fact checkers. I don't know why the Washington Post released their fact checkers, because the Democrats and the Republicans still lie through their teeth. They lie all the time. So we need these fact checkers, but we need real fact checkers. People that are actually going to say, hey, listen, this is the fact. This is what it says on the paper or the screen, whatever you're looking at. And this is the truth. So here he's talking about unemployment and, oh, we need to help those unemployed. Well, most of the people unemployed are unemployed because of your policies in your city, in your state. So maybe remove them?
There are many, many unemployed people, and people need checks in their pockets, and we will increase the overall amount people get to $2,000 a person.
Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, listen, this is it. I'm gonna stop interrupting him here, but listen, this is probably the number one thing, you're the most important thing you're gonna learn out of this whole show today. If you want money in your pocket, all you gotta do is work for it. That's it. That's the American dream right there. Work for it. And stop putting in these guidelines, these regulations, these edicts that are hindering us from actually doing our jobs. That was a mic drop.
And that would be $4,000 for a couple, $8,000 for a family.
Okay, so I did say I wasn't going to stop. I think it's funny that before the election, no $2,000. We're not even going to send anything for you. Nancy Pelosi said, kiss my pretty brown Wadahookie. And now, because we have Joe Biden, now we can doll out some money. It's not going to be anywhere near the $1.9 trillion that we have already spent and that we're planning to spend, but we'll give you a little bit of cash because you know what? It is your money.
All of that must get done quickly. We hope our Republican friends will see the need and work with us, but if not, we will get it done. There are other means that we can use. including reconciliation, that will enable us to do this.
And again, this is the thing that kills me with the Republican Party. We hope our Republican friends will work with us, but if not, we have ways to do it where we don't have to follow the rules. The Republicans do. The Republicans want to follow the rules, but we don't have to. If we want to just destroy the filibuster that we've had in place because we needed it then, but we don't need it now, then let's destroy it. The Republicans, it's their fault for being stupid enough not to fight against it, right? Reconciliation. Who is being reconciled? I'd like to know more about that, but you know what? The actual interviewers here, they're not going to ask that question because they don't give a rat's behind. But who is actually being reconciled?
And finally, on nominations. Last week, we confirmed two of the most important of the president's nominees, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, the first African American to ever have that position, and our Director of National Intelligence. Scheduled to be voted on Monday night is Janet Yellen, and she will be, I believe, affirmed. She came out of committee 26-0. I'm proud to say she's a Brooklynite, a graduate of Fort Hamilton High School, the rival of my high school, Madison High School. But there are other positions that we must fill. Secretary of State, Department of Homeland Security, Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of Health and Human Services. With all of the domestic threats, with all of the foreign threats, and with the crisis where we desperately need vaccines and other ways of fighting the crisis, we need these cabinet officials approved quickly. And again, we hope our Republican friends will join us. So it will be a busy, busy 3 weeks. Busy 3 weeks. Impeachment, bold COVID relief, and the cabinet. And we will advance all three in the Senate.
I love how he's not even assuming like none of this is not going to get stopped. Like everything's going to happen. We're going to impeach the president. We're going to get the COVID relief out there. The thing that we're calling COVID relief really is not going to help you out at all, you dealing with the actual COVID. And then we're going to give, the president all the people that he wants because, duh, he's our president. We got to. We just got to.
And one final thing I want to talk to about vaccines here in New York. So I spoke to Mr. Zients. He's heading up the COVID response team for the administration. I told him we need three things: predictability, communication from the federal government, and vaccines. The state needs to know, the city needs to know what to expect in terms of supply so they can set up the distribution system, and they need to get more vaccines. And I told Zients we need all of this as soon as possible. We all know that the whole mess was because the Trump administration paid no attention to this, it's particularly in terms of getting the vaccines out to the states and helping the states understand when they were coming and how to set up a distribution system.
Oh my God. I can't even let him finish talking because here's the deal. Trump, first it was, we need ventilators, right? Even though the ventilators actually have been proven not to really work against the COVID virus, and as a matter of fact, most people that got put on the ventilators had lost progress and actually ended up dying. That's something that people don't talk about, but it's the truth. Doctors everywhere are saying, hey, probably don't put them on a ventilator because it's not what's needed right now. But Trump got those ventilators out, and you know what happened? They just freaking sat there. They sat there. Nobody used them, so we sent them out all around the world and helped out a lot of people, right? Great. Now we have the vaccine, and now he's saying Trump didn't do enough. It wasn't fast enough. Again, I said it before. It took 9 months, 8 or 9 months, compared to years. Anyway, I had a lot of coffee today. I don't know if you can tell. But this just, idiotic. And the thing that kills me is that most people that watch this will not go and do their research and actually listen to the truth. They're going to sit there and they're going to watch CNN, they're going to watch maybe Fox, and they're going to watch these places that are bent to not tell the full truth. They bend the truth, but they don't tell the full truth. And he can sit here and say things like this and not have any repercussion at all, even though he's talking about Trump needing to have repercussions. He's sitting here lying or telling half-truths, however you want to say it, and nothing. He's still going to have his position. He's still going to impeach the former President Trump. Jack Hibbs, Pastor Jack Hibbs from Calvary Chino Chapel in California, said that today that America is pretty much over, and I agree. It's the fact is it's not biblically, it's not in the Bible, right? Biblically, America has to go, and I think we are in the process of it. You know what? I'm just done with this. The rest of this stuff is, you can watch it, but the rest of this stuff is just blah. Anyway, I just wanted you to see and hear. We don't have fact checkers, right? Not anymore. They're all gone. So somebody has to do it. And this is the junk that they are spewing. And they can do it whenever they want. He called a press conference. President Trump can't do this, but he called a press conference and just spewed out lies or half-truths and said, this is why we need it. This is what we're going to do. We need to blah, 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 without actually giving you any facts, without showing you anything that's really going on behind the scenes. No transparency here, even though that's, for the most part, what government should have. Anyway, you tell me what you think in the comments below. Anywho, I appreciate you watching this video. Thank you so much for making it this long into the video. Please hit that like button to let me know, one, that you like this video, and two, to let others know that you like the video, and that's going to help us get it out there more. If you have liked the video, please feel free to hit the little subscribe button. Also turn on your notifications so you never miss a new upload of information, because it's so hard to find the truth nowadays, and you really need the truth. So if you enjoy the truth, make sure you hit the notification button and hit the subscribe button. I am Sless. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go break something of mine. And until next time, stay frosty. No, I really don't have a close off for this one, so I probably should come up with a close off.